The most important thing that I've gotten from all of this was the knowledge I got from Well Pump Service, or www.robertsonwellsandrepair.com. It's www.robertsonwellsandrepair.com. Also, you could send an email to laj42@hotmail.com. And then you want to call this number at 586-533-5700. The guy you want to talk to there is Larry.
November 2013. Okay, this is about a 30-foot deep well pump, well, shallow well pump actually. We've already pulled the pump out. Well, the pitless adapter, which is right here. That's a Merrill type. And this here hammer, this cam, makes contact with the inner part of the pipe, and there's supposed to be a gasket around here that makes pressure onto the other inside wall of the pipe, creates a seal, and the water comes out here, being pumped up through here from the pump. And this is the pull pipe. This pipe, the only reason it's here, it comes up to the very top of the steel pipe, which is right there next to Bill. And this line goes all the way down, about 25-30 feet down. But right now that pump is jammed in. We can't pull it out any farther. We pulled it out by hand. We cannot pull it out any farther because it's making contact right there at the base. Stand up, Bill. At the base there, you can see where the outer part of the pitless adapter, that is a saddle, it's hooked up to the outer part of that 4-inch pipe, steel pipe, and you can see the poly 1-inch line that leads underground into the house to feed the house its water. Well, the problem is the gasket's stuck to the inner wall of this pipe, and the pump has a flare, an angular flare on the top of it, so when we try to pull it up, it doesn't push that gasket off because the gasket is kind of corroded or welded onto the inner wall of this pipe, right at that 5-foot point from the top here down 5 feet, and we're unable to pull the pump up any further. It just keeps wedging itself in. So we made this here tool out of 1-inch black pipe, where we're going to attempt. We cut this with a grinder, and we put a hook on there so we can hook that gasket out. And if that doesn't work, we're going to force like a wedge sleeve onto the gasket and break it loose. But if the gasket falls down the inner wall of that pipe, it'll further inhibit us to pull that pipe out. So what we're going to do is, after we pull off this collar down here below, we'll expose the hole into the pipe, steel 4-inch pipe, and we're going to feed a baling wire through that hole all the way up to the surface, and that will keep the gasket from falling down, even if we miss it with our hook. And then we'll be able to keep that gasket from falling down onto the pump head, the top of the pump head, and further hindering us, almost impossible for us to pull that pump up. So that's what you're in for when you're messing around with 20-year-old pumps in the ground. These are some of the tools you're all going to need to go down in there, This here tool is one of the main tools right here. For close work, preferably half the size would be best. This is the size of the hole for one man to get down in there, and it should have been a foot wider than this. From the left to the right, it should have been a foot wider, because it's a little tight right now to go down in there to clean it out. So this is what you'll need in order to be successful to dig this pump well out. Okay, what you do, you got to spray there's two nuts on each side. They're around 5/8 nuts that hold that collar strap around that 4-inch solid steel pipe. And in order for that to penetrate, while Bill's working here, he wrapped it, he sprayed it, cleaned it first, then sprayed it, soaked it good, and then wrapped it so with a plastic bag, secured it. So now he's going to continue working as he chisels it away the dirt, and so no dirt particles attached to the that plastic keeps dirt particles from soaking up the PB blaster or WD-40, whatever you have, as it works, as the PB blaster or WD-40 is breaking down the rust, any surface rust on the saddle. By covering it, it allows that moisture to stay put, and no dirt can adhere to it. And that's an important step. So now while he's working, the time is working all at the same time to break down that rust particles. Okay.
Started farming it.
All right.
But
Now Bill we built this device here out of this black pipe, where it's not only a wedge, but it's also a hook. And as you can see here, this is the piece that was welded on the inside of the pump, on the inside of the pipe wall, that was binding inside the flare of the top of the pump, holding it in down that 5-foot area. The pump now should come out cleanly. And it's very important that you do not let this O-ring fall down in there, or you'll be spending around $2,000 to hire a guy to bail you out. Okay, pull it out. Pull it. Come on up with it. You've already passed that mark where we bound up before. Come on up with it. Don't be afraid. Get that pump out. Now when you get to the top, I want to look at the pump flare. Exactly. There's the flare where it was binding. See that, Bill? I'll pull that pump out. Nice and easy. Set it under. Go all the way up and set it on the ridge right there. Set it right. No. Set it right onto there. Right there. Set it down. Right there. Now just let it rock there. Okay. There's the pump. There's the success story.
what kind of pump that is?
That's I don't know yet. Okay, now we successfully took the pump out of the wall pipe, and we saved a couple $1,000, but about 2 days of work. And there's our hole. Should have been a foot wider, but that's okay. There's our safety cable that held that collar on. That gasket, and as you can see in this gasket here, there's the metal that has welded itself to the side of this gasket. And there should have been an anti-seize lubricant put on this gasket 20 years ago, and we wouldn't have had this problem. But they failed to put the anti-seize on there.